Alright, what's up, guys? This is We're Better Than You Fishing, and this is me, Ricky, and um, sorry, it's my phone. Right now, it's raining right now. The weather's been pretty bad for the past couple days, but when the weather's great, the sun's been really, really bright. There's been very little cloud cover, so what's been working for me lately has been topwater. Whether it be my favorite right now would be topwater frogs. And I'm just gonna show you guys how I rig them, what lures I use, and just different kinds of baits that I use. I'm gonna start off with like my walking baits. Um, this is probably my favorite hard body walking bait. This is a Xeric Z Z Walker Z Dog. It's a Xeric Z Dog. Got it off Tackle Warehouse. It was on sale, so I got it. And it turns out that it's a super nice lure. Walks the dog with the best of them, and it's super easy. Just gives that nice walk the dog. It's pretty heavy. It's a pretty big bait. So I casted them out on a bait casting setup, and it's just a good color. It's kind of like a ghost minnow kind of pattern. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's clear with like a black back. I like it. It's a pretty decent color. I like it. It's a good combo. Um, Other walking baits is this is what I use for like inshore fishing. It's just a red and white. Kind of. I think this is a sub walker. It kind of goes a little bit underwater and just makes that swimming motion. Um, Catch snook and redfish and trout with this. And this is another. This is a head in. This is a baby. Oh, it says right here. It's a head in Zara puppy. It's like a Zara spook style bait, but downsized. It's really small. It's probably 3 inches long, and this walks the dog very well as well. Very good as well, and I love it. It's black with like white stripes on the side of it. Kind of looks like little scales or something, but I don't know. Black is good. I like black for a topwater. Kind of seems to work. I just got introduced to these topwater lures. They're called the Yum. Let me see the package if I can find it. They're the Yum Money Hounds, and it pretty much looks like a Zara Spook, but in a soft rubber, plasticky kind of body, and it floats. And the way I rig it is with I think this is a 4/0. This is a 4/0 VMC. Sorry, you guys can't see that. Here it is. It's a 4/0 VMC fast grip wide gap hook. Color doesn't matter. I like red for some reason. I just have more confidence with red hooks, and I seem to get more bites. But that's everybody else. That's somebody's opinion. I'm not saying it's better. For me, I like red hooks. So you pretty much just rig it Texas style. Let me show you another one. So here's an older one that I've been using. You see it's all chewed up and nasty. But you rig it Texas just like you would any other bait, and it rigs very easily. It's not hard. There's a little slot in the bottom that you can put the hook right in. Just bring the hook right out of the top. And just make sure you line everything up. Keep the bait straight. And there you go. Just if you're going over like floating grass or something, you might want to bury that hook a little bit, that hook point, so you don't pick up a lot of grass. But you could pretty much just leave it hanging up there. Just leave it right against the body, and this will just walk the dog just like a Zara Spook or a pencil bait or something. And this is very good for cover because there's no exposed hooks, there's no treble hooks to get stuck on, there's nothing, and it's soft, so the fish might hang on to it a little bit longer than they would a hard bait, just because it's softer and a little bit better for them to bite on. They won't get as weary as they would with biting onto a hard lure. But yeah, just rig it with a 4/0 or a 5/0 This might be a 5/0. I'm not sure. A 5/0, 4/0 or 5/0 wide gap hook, and you won't have any problems. Just make sure you rig everything straight and in line, so you don't have any bends in the lure, and it's just no good if it's all bent up. And going on to what's next. Going on the frogs. My favorite frog right now has to be, if I had to choose one, I think it would be the rage-tailed toad. And I'm going to tell you why. It's a close contest between the rage-tailed toad and the horny toad from Zoom. The only reason I like the rage-tailed toad a little bit better is because its tails. Here's a rage-tail. Actually, let me get you a new one. If I can find one. Here we go. This is a brand new one. I just took it straight out of the package. And this is like a watermelon green with a pearl swirl in it. And I'm not gonna take apart the tails, but the tails rip apart, kind of like right here and right here, and they rip, and you separate them, and then when it's going on top of the water, they churn the water up. Even at the slowest pace, you could still churn some water and make a lot of noise and a lot of commotion on top of that water, and that just drives the fish crazy. They'll slam it from anywhere. They'll come a long distance just to hit that lure. And my favorite part about this is, oh, and it smells like coffee. It smells pretty good to me. I don't know about the fish, what they think about it, but yeah, it smells like coffee. And oh, my favorite part about it is that it goes, and its legs are moving at a much slower pace than, say, the Zoom horny toad. The Zoom horny toad, you need to get it going pretty fast for it to churn up water, and even when you do start churning water with the tails, it's not nearly as fast as not nearly as much volume of water being moved than the horny toad. Than the Zoom. The rage-tailed toad. Sorry. If I had to say one bad thing about the rage-tailed toad, I would say it's the durability, because the tails, after a while, maybe after a fish or two, the tails will begin to rip. Whoops. They'll begin to rip, and then once they rip all the way, you don't have a tail, and there's no more splashing going on with the tails if you don't have any. So here's an old one, tails completely ripped off. Here is another one. One of them ripped off, the other one is still there. And this one, they're both on, but they're kind of like beginning to rip. So I'm sure that one hard cast and the tails will probably rip right off. Alright, sorry. So yeah, that's probably my only gripe with these frogs, is that they do rip very easily. But I guess for the way they produce fish, I would say they're worth it. Buying a couple packs of them, if you're gonna go out fishing with them. Get a couple packs, because they will rip on you and you will be wanting more, because they're just amazing the way they produce fish. Now I'm gonna go to my second favorite, which is the Zoom horny toads, and I have one right here. Everybody knows what a Zoom horny toad looks like. They're probably the most popular soft plastic frog out on the market right now. Everybody loves the Zoom frogs, and I completely understand why, because they just flat out catch fish. I don't understand, but there's just something about these worm tails that they have, the little V cut tails, that just produce the perfect amount of vibration and movement that I just love. It's just amazing. I've caught multiple fish. I've only been using them for probably a week, and I've caught multiple fish on topwater, and I've actually found a new method on how to fish these that I don't think a lot of people actually have used. Let me find my rod real quick. All right. This is my topwater rod, and I have it spooled with 50-pound test braid, and rigged I have a Zoom horny toad. But what's different about this setup is my hook. My hook is a weighted um, Gamakatsu. It's a weighted Gamakatsu hook with a weight in the belly. If you can see. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a weight right there. It's a very small weight. You don't need a heavy weight. But I also added a screw lock, which seems to keep the bait on a little bit longer, lasts a little bit longer. It doesn't rip as easy. I added a screw lock, and this you cast it out just like you would any other bait, and you let it sink to the bottom, and then you slowly retrieve it back. And there's just something about these tails, the tails of the Zoom horny toad, just the way they move or the way they vibrate, or just there's something about this lure, this worm, that when you're swimming it, the bass cannot resist. I've caught more fish fishing it this way than I have on top water. And you're gonna need to tie great knots and hold on to the rod really tight, because they just yank it out of your hands. It is incredible. And I wish I could explain why this bait seems to work better underwater than it does on top of water, but I can't. So if anybody else has actually thought about this, and if I'm not the first one, which I doubt, I doubt I'm the first one that's ever thought about putting a weighted hook, a weighted swim bait hook on a frog, but I don't know. I've never thought about it, and I've never seen it, so and it produces for me, so that's all I could say. That's all I could ask for. It's an amazing, amazing little setup. So you guys should try that out. So those are my second favorite frogs right now. And my favorite hooks for topwater right now are the screw lock hooks. I just picked up a new pack of these, and these are the screw lock. Hold on. Can you see that? There you go. These are the 4/0 screw lock hooks, and they're red, of course, because I like red. And they just seem to work a little bit better. They keep the baits lasting a lot longer, because on a regular wide gap hook, the heads of the baits will rip just by catching fish, and just by casting it and jerking the bait and just doing anything. It just happens with soft plastic lures. They just tend to rip. That's why they give you more than one in a bag. So yeah, this is super easy to rig these. Like I'll rig right now on a, what should I rig it on? Horny toad. Horny toad's rigged. All right, I'll rig it on a broken rage tail toad. Just screw it on, just like so. Make sure everything lines up. Make sure your screw is perpendicular to your eye, and just measure out how far away your hook is gonna be, and just bend it. Just bend your frog and stick it straight through the back, and it should come out the top. And there you go. You have a perfectly rigged topwater frog. That's perfectly weedless. It'll go through everything. If you want to be extra weedless, all you do is you just gotta, you can't see that. You gotta take the tip of the hook and just bury it into the meat of the plastic, and then you're extra weedless there. What else to tell you? Um, those are my hooks. The hooks that I use is a 4-aught screw lock. Oh, I got some new frogs. They're called seismic toads from Seismic Baits. Oh no, they're from Uncle Josh Bait Company. Um, and they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool baits. Um, the feet are a little bit different than say the horny toads or the rage tail toads. These have like a boot tail kind of setup here, and these are a lot softer than, like, the action is a lot mellower than the other frogs. This is more of a like, if the bass aren't looking for a crazy, if they're looking for a lot finesse, more finesse presentation, and this is just a smaller profile. If they're looking for a lot smaller of you know, smaller of a lure, or even a finesse, I guess if you want to say finesse approach, this is a good way to go. Rigs up perfectly with the 4-aught wide gap hook. These hooks were actually made for these frogs specifically, but they also work for other frogs. And I'm just showing you white so it's easier to see. I actually got 3 different colors. I got white, I got black, and I got a frog looking color. That's the name of it was called Frog. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's called Green Pumpkin with Pearl. So, just, a couple different varieties of colors. You always want to have something different just in case, just switch it up just in case you're not having much luck. So again, you screw in your little hook, you screw in the screw lock, and then you measure up how far away your hook is going to be, and then you stick it right in the middle, straight through the back. And on this frog, it has a little hook space for it right there, and the hook just sits right in there perfectly. This is the most weedless bait I've ever seen. This thing will go through anything. And right there, that's a good little setup right there. You can cast this on anything. You can even cast this on a spinning rod. It's pretty small. And I would definitely recommend braid. Braid is a must when you're fishing around heavy cover, grasses, lily pads. And also, if you're making a long cast and you get a bite, say 50, 60 feet out there, you want to get a great hook set. And you don't want monofilament, because monofilament will stretch on you, and you just won't get as powerful of a hook set as you would with braid. Braid is 100% contact as soon as you put pressure. And when you make that long cast, that 50-foot cast, and you get a bite as soon as it hits the water, which is amazing. That's one of my favorite things that happens. When you cast their frog out there, and as soon as it hits the water, you get a blow up, and then you wait for the pressure, and you just set that hook with braid. That's one of the best feelings you get when you're fishing. But that's pretty much my topwater video. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask me. If you want me to make any videos, have any requests. If you have any requests for me to make a video or a review on something that I haven't yet, or if you want me to answer any questions, don't be afraid, don't be shy, just ask me, and I'll be sure to get back to you. The weather hasn't been pretty good, so I'm probably gonna be fixing up some stuff, playing around with some lures, and just sitting at home, not really doing anything. So rate, comment, subscribe, check out all my other videos. Yeah, we're better than you fishing. Just chilling here. Alright, thanks.